dear students. Hope you are doing well. I'm Madam Joyce Nyoni from Educare TZ. I'm teaching biology, and today I'll be with you discussing our topic, which is the comparative of natural groups of organisms. So here mainly we are discussing the comparative of natural groups of organisms. And my student here, we are going to discuss our subtopic, which is the kingdom Protoctista. And by reminding you, in the last session also we were talking about this topic or this subtopic of kingdom Protoctista, and we were looking on the phylum Apicomplexa. So tukaangalia the life cycle, tukaelezea vizuri zaidi the life cycle of this kingdom phylum Apicomplexa. And for our today's session also we are going to discuss this phylum, which is Apicomplexa. Also here we are going to discuss on the adaptation now, how this organism they adapt to perform different kinds of functions. So here my student, we are saying that adaptation of Plasmodium to adapt different kinds of life. How do they adapt to perform different kinds of function? So here we are saying that this Plasmodium, a parasite that causes malaria, invade the human red blood cells as the essential step of its complex life cycle. Kwa ina maana huyo organism mwenyewe ana undergo complex life cycle. Why are we calling this Plasmodium they undergo a complex life cycle? This organism they undergo complex life cycle because when they invade the human being, they are going to affect completely the human red blood cell. So now you can say that affection which placed in the red blood cell, it becomes the complex life cycle. And also we are saying that it is the foreign adaptive features to its mode of life. How do this Plasmodium they adapt to perform infections in the human body? How do these Plasmodium they are capable to do that? So we have different mechanisms make them to perform different effect to different kinds of organisms that they invade. The first adaptation here, my students, we are saying that presence of a well-developed chromatactic response, which enable them to find way to the liver cells, then to the human red blood cell, gut epithelium, and eventually to the salivary gland of the mosquito. Kwa sababu hawa organism wenyewe tunasema kwamba wanakuwa na hii tunasema kwamba chemical response, due to the presence of the chemical response that they provide themselves, hiyo ndio ambayo inawapelekea hawa organism kuadapt to different kinds of the nick. For example, they can find the way from the liver. Kwa ina maana wakiingia tu kwenye the body of a human being, for example, directly they are undergoing to affect liver cells, naenda kuaffect moja kwa moja kwenye liver cell. Pia kiachana na kwenye liver cells, na uwezo moja kwa moja kutoka kwenye liver cell mpaka zikaenda kuaffect the red blood cell. Sasa unaweza ukajiuliza, how do that Plasmodium zinaenda moja kwa moja kwenye red blood cell? Kwa sababu gani zisiende kwenye white blood cell? Au kwa sababu gani zisikae tu moja kwa moja kwenye plasma? Kwa sababu due to the possession of this chemical response make them to go or to pass through this human red blood cell. And also due to that chemical response, au tunasema kwamba chemotactic response, it help them to move kutoka kwenye human body mpaka kuingia kwenye the gut of the mosquito. Now you can see this chemotactic response make them to colonize different kinds of nick. Here we are talking about the human nick pia pamoja na ile ya mosquito. Hapa tunaongelea gut epithelium of the mosquito. Not only that, also they undergo wanaenda mpaka kwenye hii salivary gland ambayo inapatikana kwenye mosquito. Why? It's just because of this chemotactic response. So due to the presence of chemotactic response, help this Plasmodium to colonize different kinds of nick. Kwa sababu hiyo chemotactic response ndio ambayo inawasaidia hawa Plasmodium kwenda sehemu mbalimbali na kuaffect different kinds of organism. So that is the first adaptation on this Plasmodium. And also, my students, we have another adaptation of this Plasmodium. This is they have enzyme which enable them to penetrate through the host cells such as liver and red blood cells of human, as well as the crop and salivary gland of the mosquitoes. Kwa hiyo sasa, due to the presence of the salivary, due to the presence of the enzyme, wanapovimeng'enya viko ambavyo vipo special, vipo special kwa ajili ya kupenetrate, yani kuingia ndani ya host. So due to the presence of that enzyme that they possess in their body helps them to penetrate directly into the host cell. Here now we are talking about the liver. Wanaingiaje kule mpaka wanaingia kwenye ini la binadamu? Wanafikaje? It's due to the presence of this enzyme that they possess. Also due to the presence of the enzyme make them to enter in the red blood cell, and also as well as in the crop and salivary gland of the mosquito. So due to the presence of this enzyme, so now you can see the presence of the enzyme help this organism or this Plasmodium to penetrate, to enter through the host. So my student, that is the second adaptation of this what we call the Plasmodium, to adapt different kinds of nick. And also, my student, we have another adaptation, which is that the Plasmodium has an extremely simple structure which enhances its sheltered life within the bodies of the two hosts. Pia kutokana na ile tunaita simple structure, simple structure, yani ule muonekano wake wa huyu Plasmodium, it is so simple. Kwa sababu hiyo sasa inapelekea hawa Plasmodium kupenetrate easily, kuingia kwenye different kinds of their host cell. Imagine this Plasmodium, due to their simplest structure, they can enter even in the body of mosquito. And you can see the body of mosquito is very small. How this Plasmodium they can enter there is due to the presence of this simple structure. Simple structure ambayo inaweza ikapenetrate very easily, ikaingia mpaka kwenye tumbo la huyu mbu, likakaa kule na ikamultiply, hizi Plasmodium zikawa nyingi mpaka zikaenda kumuaffect human being. So that is their adaptation due to their structure. Their structure is very simple. And my students, apart from that, also we have another adaptation. Another adaptation of this Plasmodium to perform different kinds of function. And here the ability to adjust their osmotic pressure in relation to mammalian blood, mosquito crop, hymenocele, and salivary gland ensure their existence in the mentioned part. Kwa ina maana kwamba hawa Plasmodia, kwa kuwa tu wana uwezo wa kuadjust due to different osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure, for example, inayopatikana kwenye blood inakuwa ni tofauti. Kwa kuwa sasa wanaweza wakaadjust, yani wakacope with that osmotic pressure, ndipo ambapo inawasaidia wenyewe kuexist, kukaa ndani ya hizo host kwa muda mrefu na kuaffect different kinds of part that is found within the host cell. So this is due to adjust the osmotic pressure in relation to the mammalian blood. Pia mosquito crop wanaweza wakakaa kule. Kwa sababu gani? Wanaweza wakaadjust. Imagine mpaka wanaweza kukaa kwenye tumbo la mbu. Kwa sababu gani? Wasingekuwa na uwezo wa kuadjust their body size or their body in general, so they cannot even stay in the crop of this mosquito. So due to that ability to adjust themselves due to different kinds of osmotic pressure, because the osmotic pressure which is found in the mosquito, it is quite different with the osmotic pressure which is found within the human body. So due to that ability, make them to colonize different kinds of environment that we are talking about, the human being pamoja na the mosquito. So this is the point here, the ability to adjust different kinds of osmotic pressure in relation to mammalian blood, mosquito crop, hymenocele, and the salivary glands. Here ina ensure their existence pamoja na the mentioned part. Also apart from that, also we have another adaptation which makes this C plasmodium to survive in different kinds of environment. And this is they have a gametocyte which can resist mosquitoes' digestive enzymes. Okay?